Hello, everyone. For those who are live right now and those who will be watching the recording after this is Executive Dialogue. And today I have a special guest with me. And this person is somebody you need to listen to. So much experience, so much international experience in and out of America, part of the world, in 2 continents, in fact, 3 continents. You can talk about this lady, has so much experience. I'm inviting to the microphone Elvire Leonard. You welcome, Evan. Thank you. She is expatriation coach, and I tell you, she has so much to do with executive, with managers, with people who are trying to come in and out, of countries and do awesomely well in their area of expertise. Evan, tell us about yourself for those who are watching for the first time right now on our platform.
Yeah. So first, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be there with you today to discuss this. Actually, I'm a 41 years old coach.
Wow.
I have a background of international logistic and transportation, where I worked for like 17 years. And this is in this context that I managed to work in Ireland, in New York, and in Guadeloupe, Caribbean, and now in Brazil.
Wow. Also, I mean, you are international coach everywhere. You just moved from one continent to another. Last time I spoke with you, you were in France, or you are in the French side of the world, and I want to give it to you.
Yeah,
Well
I
done.
forgot to say that I'm French. Yeah.
You're so French. All right. So
And
on this platform, Executive Dialogue, we talk about executives emptiness, where executives have issues. We see them looking very good with all their suits, with their ties, and then probably with their gowns, and then with all the makeup, looking very good. But you see, executives go through a lot. And I'm sure many of them are watching right now and they're saying, oh, what can we gain from this executive dialogue today? So talking about executive emptiness, what will make an executive get empty when he has so much money? Do you have a perspective to that? So much money, but yet empty.
I think that no matter how successful or wealthy you are, if you are not aligned with your core value in what you're doing, you can be feeling lost, you can feeling drained, because it's your values are your guideline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's important in what you're doing, but I see this thematic as well in expatriation. If you choose a country where actually the culture is not nourishing your core value, you can feel drained as well. You can be lost as well. And some people even, it can lead even to depression,
Wow.
because you never feel completely like you belong to it. So even if you have a huge executive a job, like, I don't know, Asia logistic manager,
Yeah.
and you are ruling all the logistic strategy in Asia, Japan, China, Vietnam, whatever, and you have a huge salary, if you don't feel like you belong, and if the gap between the culture of the country you live in and your core value are not matched, it can be it can collapse very easily.
Very easily. I know, right? So I talked about executive emptiness as a way of, I mean, sometimes executive are trying to look for a job. They're trying to get a job. They're trying to get something going on. They want to pay their bills. They want to really sort out things, that is on their table. And because of that, some executives make wrong choices. They get a job that is not aligned with their values. They get a job that is not in line with what they like. They get a job in line with what they don't even want to associate themselves with, but they just have to do it. You, as an expatriation coach, when people want to come to a new country like America, they don't care what job is available. Let's go and get it done. Let's go and get it done. And then by doing so, they begin to feel empty even when they are doing that job. Now, let's talk about value. What are the values that you think people get, people lose when they are looking for a job? What are the values? Give me an example of values that executive lose out when they are looking for a job, especially outside their country of comfort.
I would say that it really depends on the person, because from person to another, we don't have the same value.
Yeah.
Like, My very first one value for me, it's freedom. I want to be free to be creative. I want to be free to manage as I want. I want to be free to decide for myself, decide for my team, for example. And if you are in an environment that is very controlling, you don't have that amount of space for expression of who you are and your capacity, etc. It's not going to work. So I think that it really depends on your personality, because it changed from one person to another.
I agree with you. I agree 100%. I agree with you. So some people, they are Christians, or they are Islam, or they are practicing Islam, or they are Buddhists, from where they're coming from. But their religion is what they value, probably praying 5 times a day or doing a meditation. But when they get to any work, they just go and say, "Let me get this. Let's get this." And by the time they do that, they lose their value. Their spiritual value is eroded, and then they begin to feel this emptiness, right? Which is value. Let's take another thing. So let me read something for you that as an executive emptiness is a concept that describes a state of unfulfillment, dissatisfaction, and lack of purpose experienced by highly achieving executives and entrepreneurs despite their personal success. Unfulfillment, and dissatisfaction. What exactly would make someone to get dissatisfied at work? Sometimes when you start work, you're excited, but along the way you get dissatisfied. What are the factors that make executives get dissatisfied when they are going along the path of their career?
Wow, that's a really good question, because
you can
sometimes
share, your experience. You can share your own experience. So
yeah,
that
because I share that experience too, because there are so many times when I went to tough moments in my career that I felt completely disconnect from myself, and I felt completely in doubt of myself. And I think that being in doubt of yourself is the source of procrastination and a vicious circle of not reaching your full capacity and not to be fulfilled. Because if you doubt yourself, you're not going to act towards your goals. If you're not taking actions, you feel guilty of not taking actions, and you feel undervalued because you're not taking the actions that you know that you could do and reach your goal. You're not expressing your full potential, so you undervalue yourself, and then you disconnect also from self-love. So for me, doubting yourself is the first step of vicious circle that will make you drag you down.
Awesome. I agree
I
with
don't know
you.
if I express myself well.
Yes, you did very well. You did well. I know that people get that excitement when they get job, but when they get in, they begin to doubt themselves, doubt their capacity, doubt where they're coming from, and then probably look at their color of their skin, look the accent, look at the accent, and then you're like, I'm not sure I can do this, and then begin to drop in the performance and all that. All right. So another dimension to this is family. People, executives really, are very hardworking. It's not for lazy ones, and they get things done. They really get things done. But you see, they don't have that time for their family. No time for the wife or your husband. No time for the children. You can't even see the children growing. No time for children vacation or family vacation. No time for, to be with your children when they're in school or they're doing practical things, or they are, have to put their hands on. So, oh, bring your parents to come and see how you're doing. And then executives are lacking out of this. And when I ask executives, when I do coaching, they say, oh, I don't have the time. I'm so busy. I got so much going on. I got so much going on. And at the end of the day, when they get to the peak of their career, they're like, wow, I lost my children.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about this? How true is this?
About family, it's really difficult to have a balance with family, especially, for example, as women, that want to have a like fulfilling career, who want to be in the top management. And especially because I see that most of the executives, sometimes they sacrifice their family, but most of the time in the world of working in the companies out there, they're not going to, I don't know, well, maybe America is a bit different, but at least in Europe, they're not going to reward you. And the day they're done with you because you are not as performant as before, or they find they have another strategy or whatever, they're going to get rid of you. And what you're going to face at that moment is that you lost what you invest so much time and energy into, and you sacrifice your family. So I think that we have to be aware that our family is the core necessity we have to nourish, because in the world of sharks, that is the capitalistic and the working environment we are in, very competitive, etc., as soon as you're not good enough for them, they're going to get rid of you. But your family is going always to be your unconditional support. But I know that it's hard to balance working hard towards your goals, and so it's just a question of evaluating what you can do, and you will always have to sacrifice sometimes. You will always have to compromise with stuff, and you have to find the good compromise. But I think that valuing family is a necessity.
Awesome. I agree with you. Because many people who are very hardworking, and you ask, why are you doing this? I'm doing it for my family. But if you are not available for the family, I said, no, don't worry. I'm gonna get them what I'm gonna get them money, 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 money.
Yeah.
And then you come back after all the money, you lose your children, you lose your wife, you lose your family. So family is very key. And I agree with you. I don't also believe in family work-life balance, because you can't really have that hours balance. But can have work-life integration, where when you're working, you are thinking about your family, you send something to them, you are integrating them into your work, you are integrating them into your plan, integrating them to your schedule, and your life is kind of integrated, not disconnected. Not that, oh, this is Monday, work to Friday, or then Saturday, hello family, Sunday, hello family, Monday, work. You can't really have that.
I would have to say, for example, on a perspective of expatriation, because some huge company, they spend a huge amount of money to get a manager relocated abroad, right? They pay huge salaries, huge advantages, etc. And most of them, they have family, they have a wife and children. So when the family moves away, there are certain countries that, like for example, the island Bermuda, you have a lot of insurance company there. It's a fiscal paradise, so they pay really good money. But the wife, when they get there, they are not allowed to work. They don't have a work permit. So you have a husband that is a high executive manager, and he has a family on the side, that the wife maybe I had a client, she was a lawyer. She had a huge career as a lawyer, and suddenly she's just a housewife trying to help kids to make their homework in a language that she doesn't even understand, and she feel really disorientated. She feel less confident. She go through depression even. And what those men told me is that I can work hard for the company, I can go on seminars in the weekend, I can come back home at 10 in the evening if I have to, but what I want is my family to be safe. What I want is my family to feel good. And what the companies need to understand now, and that's what I'm trying to do with them, is to also coach the wife, for the wife to adapt, to adjust to this new situation. And so it's a win-win situation for the company and for the manager as well, because they really need that balance.
Awesome. And I think it's very germane for organization who takes into cognizance, and very interested in the family. Because some will say, no, I don't care about your family. I care about the person that's working with us. It's not, I mean, for international companies, they do what is called integration of the family. You know, they even do welcome party, they do family welcome party, they do family, you know, integration and all that, which I think is very, very
And
important.
nowadays, what makes a difference sometimes between big companies, what people look for is like maybe a company that has childcare during the day, or, you know, stuff like this. This is what makes the difference between the company everyone wants to work for and the famous company that no one wants to work for. It's not only about the salary nowadays.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's the part of fulfillment we're talking about. Because you can, well, I used to tell executive, you can work and still get fulfilled. All you need to do is also find all the variables of your fulfillment and integrate it to your work. You know, in my book, this book I just wrote this book, Executive Emptiness. You know, it's a book I just released out and it's free for all our, you know, our viewers who are watching me right now. You can download it on my website at www.remediaro.org. You can download it for free there before we put price on it, before it goes on Amazon. All right. I love your concept. Now let's look at immigrants. You know, I'm from Africa. You are from, you know, the French side of the world. And I'm sure sometimes you get organization. I mean, for many executives too, who also come from Africa or come from Europe or come from, you know, non-English speaking countries. Don't let me say Europe. Europe is good. You know, non-English speaking countries like Mexico and other parts of the, you know, world, and then they come in. Do you think that, okay, confidence in accent, confidence in background, confidence in, oh, where I'm coming from, not skill. Do you think, you know, because they can come with their skills, they are doing well in their countries, right? They have good, you know, things going on for them. But when they come to a new country like America, they come to a new culture, a new language, a new style. How do executives navigate that and not become empty, even when they get good job, you know, outside their, you know, domain?
I think that everything comes from the capacity first to be open to the new culture you are going to introduce yourself to. You have to not have preconception. You have to be able to adapt yourself. This is an aptitude that I try to work with my clients as well, how you can adapt easier in a different environment. But I think that you have to really, if you want to be a good manager abroad, you can't come with your preconception of your ideas and impose this to the people. You really have to let yourself, like, how can I say, inspire from what they give to you. And you just have to co-create something between what you have and what they can bring to you. But this capacity of adaptability comes also from, I think, an open mind. And it comes from emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is
Very
really
important. Yeah.
Because sometimes when you have the language barrier, like, can misguide you because you don't understand what the people really mean. You might understand the words, but you don't understand what they are trying to express. So you have to go with your gut. You have to go with your and it's a work that you have to do within your, it's a middle ground between body feelings, intuition, and mental interpretation. You know, this is really important to. And what I've noticed too is that the more you come humble, like, you can have a huge background in your country, but the more you come humble, the more you're going to be welcome the best and really start to adapt yourself to your new environment. But if you come with the idea that, oh, me, I
I
know
know it's
better
hard.
than you, or it's
It's
over. I
yeah.
know a lot of people, they go to Asia, and because they are from Europe or America, they think they have power over the Asians people,
Mhm.
and it's not how it works.
I know. Okay. Okay. In wrapping now, thank you. In wrapping, for ladies, for women executives, I know they also have this gender issue sometimes, especially in the world of men, where men are so much in the office and they're the one that's at the top of the career, and then you are trying to also succeed. I know you have clients who are ladies, who are women. How do they handle executive emptiness, even when they are in the world of men, so to say? I know it's not, it's a crime to use sex to be able to get people down, but I'm saying, how do you manage that for ladies? Probably some women are watching you right now. What's your advice for them?
What is the question? Can you
Okay, so the question is,
repeat?
yeah,
It's under a woman point of view.
yes, how can they undo executive emptiness in the world of men?
Okay, I think that that's only my opinion. The
Yeah.
more you want to be a man and
Mm.
act a man in a world of men, the more you're going to lose yourself and you're going
Mm.
to feel empty because you might put your career first, and it's totally okay. I used to be that woman too before, but you will never be a man. You will
Mm.
always work differently. You can work as hard as them, but you will work differently with different capacity. And if you want to pretend to be a man and act like a man, decide like a man, manage like a man, I think this is where you're going to lose yourself and feel that emptiness because this is not who you really are,
Mm.
you know? And we come back to the idea of value, of authenticity,
Yeah.
etc.
Awesome. So on the final note, how do you undo your own? At that time, you've also had this emptiness where you feel low. I mean, I have it several times. All of us have it at the time where we feel low. You're like, oh, how do I get out of here? I'm more than this. Oh, there's a gap. There's something better. How did you undo yours? What are the steps you took in coming out of your executive emptiness when you had such, an experience?
Um, I would say that for me, I never felt really drained and really empty. I went through some phases that were very uncomfortable, but I've always been this type of person that is self-aware. So
Again.
I'm always in that self-awareness that, okay, right now, how I feel, what I think, is this something wrong? I'm not the type of person who waits, who don't pay attention to the alarms that your mind or your body are sending to you and waiting for the burnout to come
Mm.
to realize, yeah,
Oh, is there?
I was completely wrong. So the more you are self-aware, the more you can adjust at any time how you feel and how you think and manage to, it's again the idea of agility,
True.
to be able to always move forward, to be really resilient, to move forward with any situation. So
Awesome.
as soon as you become more aware of who you are, what you're doing, how you feel, the more that you acknowledge, because when you feel really down, you have to acknowledge, the more you try to hide those feelings, the more it's going to amplify.
Yeah.
So it's like a routine, a daily routine of self-care almost,
So, quickly, give us a daily routine. What do you do every morning? Oh, we're going to close with that.
What
Share
I
with.
do every morning, I do stretching to after I spend the night in bed, I need to move, but I'm not that type of person who can run at 5 in the
Yeah.
morning. Me, I need something more smooth. So
Yeah.
I need to be to do stretching, and it allows me to be more flexible as well, because I think that flexibility is in the mind, but it's also in the body. And then I meditate to keep the focus, but I also take that time of meditation to more observe what I'm feeling. Okay, I know I have to do this today, but how I feel about it. Am I maybe scared? Am I I have some fears, like maybe to make a speech in front of people, to negotiate something, and I'm like, oh, feeling uncomfortable to negotiate something. You know, I try to have that time, not only of focusing on my objective, but being in observance of, is there any blockage or something I don't feel good about it, and try to resolve it.
Awesome.
And this is what I mean by daily check, you know?
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, I wish I can just keep on asking and just drawing from you. It's been awesome time with you. And I'm sure all the viewers are, you know, really taking notes, and then they're going to find you. How do we find you on social media? How do we find you? Where can we find you?
So I have an Instagram, but it's only in French for now, so
Okay.
it's not. But I just started a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
which maybe you can share in the link below or whatever.
I will do that. Okay.
And I have my LinkedIn profile, and I have a website.
Okay, awesome. So when they check your name, they can always find you on those platforms, right?
Exactly.
All right. Thank you very much, Elvire. Leonard, that's awesome session we had with you at Executive Dialogue, talking about executive emptiness. And I'm sure many executives today have really gotten value from this time we spent. All right. So we'll see you next week. I want to say thank you very much for coming. Have a good one.
Thank you, Remy. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.